Welcome back everyone, my name is LastKnownMeal and today we're gonna be talking about Cyberpunk 2077, well, more precisely about the most requested topic regarding Cyberpunk, and that is the possible story arc and storyline in this game. Now before we start, keep in mind that this is a speculation video that is based on interviews, articles and the trailer itself. None of this has been confirmed. The first idea I've had is from the teaser trailer itself. In the description of that video it says that Psycho Squad might acquire a new member, and of course people assume that we're going to be a Psycho that was fixed and he or she join a Psycho Squad. And it does make a sense somehow, since to fix you they need to remove all the implants you have in your body, meaning it could be a fresh start for the game itself, where you don't have any implants and you buy those later in the game. But again, it says might, it doesn't necessarily mean that it could be true and we really become a part of the Psycho Squad. Also, there is another statement that was allegedly released where it describes our character being an individual raised on the streets of Night City, where we find our way through booster gangs, meaning that we could be involved in something that is going to kickstart our story. Now, there is a new drug on a street called Brain Dance, which is a cheap way of experiencing emotions of someone else, where you can live a more exciting life rather than your own, where you are poor and living on the streets. Also, every story needs to have an endgame, meaning that our character needs to have a goal. For example, in The Witcher 3, Geralt was searching for Ciri, so my idea of a cyberpunk game is going full Blade Runner, where we're going to go on a hunt to find someone that could either be an enemy or a serial killer or something like that. What we do know so far about the story that developers did confirm is that it's not going to be a grand save the world kind of a story, but more of a personal down to earth, meaning that the story is going to be a character driven one, where we explore our protagonist, his or her story and his or her decisions, because decisions are going to be a huge part of this game, meaning that in the end it's going to result in a different ending. If you're not familiar with the story of Cyberpunk so far, the world is controlled by corporations, as in almost every Cyberpunk story. If you do remember Deus Ex and how we went after a certain corporation, exploring who might be behind the attack. So what if those same corporations or someone from that corporation is actually an enemy we are hunting? Now, on the other hand, since this video game is an adaptation of the tabletop RPG, we'll also have classes, for example like Solo, Cop, Techie, Netrunner, Nomad, and so on, meaning that every class in this game might have their own backstory, or we have one backstory that is going to be for all the classes. As I mentioned before, we find ourselves on the streets of Night City, we have booster gangs, we have poverty, we have drug addicts, psychos and everything, so that could be one universal backstory for every single class we choose. If they do go with the story of us being a psycho and then repaired, what if we lost our memory during the process? What if the story arc is going to be us trying to remember what happened before, something like Wolverine? And even if we do join the Psycho Squad, that means they're going to be our main faction of some sort, where we have a task to find someone that did something really bad. Most likely, in my opinion, it's going to be a hacker, like the story in Ghost in the Shell standalone complex, which I recommend that you watch that anime, it's great. So what if the main enemy of Cyberpunk is going to be a certain hacker? What do you think about that? Because in every CDPR game, meaning the Witcher franchise, we were always looking for someone. In The Witcher 1 it was Azar Javed and Salamandra, in The Witcher 2 we were trying to find Leto, and in The Witcher 3 we were searching for Ciri, so it wouldn't come as a surprise if we also looked for someone or something in Cyberpunk. But again, we are not going to save the world, it's going to be a personal story, a personal thing. Also, as I said before, the story is going to be set in Night City and corporations are going to be heavily involved. So what if we work for a certain corporation to destroy the other, or one corporation is behind everything. That could be a thing. For me, that's something that could logically be either a part of the main story or something like a side story in this game. Also, one more thing that comes to my mind is basically a story arc and storyline of revenge. What if someone betrayed us and the entire storyline could revolve around that? Again, I want to hear your thoughts on this. Tell me down below in the comments what kind of a story arc and storyline would you like to see in Cyberpunk 2077, and don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. LastKnownMeal signing out, and stay classy everyone. Bye bye.